Hi, guys.
Any different assessment of the game now that you have a chance to look at the film?
Yeah, I think we at this point try to focus on the positives and probably get a little more playing time. So much of the first game was, the conversation we had about only get them a series, only get 10 plays, and I think it was a great learning lesson that, it's called a plan to win. When you start the game and they go right down the field, kick a field goal, then we knock it out to the 18. I think it was 18-yard line. And the worst penalty in football is when you see that. Now your offense is backed up, and so just talking about how every drive counts, and that's when you're only talking about 60 plays, 3 hours of football. That's a big change for a lot of players and coaches. Only getting a couple drives a half. Or in college, you're 80, 90 plays a lot of times. So every play's got to count. Every drive's got to count.
What were the positives?
Positives were C.J. Beathard came in and played fantastic. Defense against the run, I think they averaged 1 yard per carry, 1.5 yards per carry. Obviously, we loaded the box quite often, but our defensive line kind of controlled the line of scrimmage. Offensively, we took care of the ball. Other than I thought the backs, receivers, everybody really did a good job taking care of the football, which was an emphasis. We had one interception, was a Hail Mary at the end of the first half. Other special teams was really, other than, Lambeau's got to stick it through the uprights, but we had 2 penalties. Other than that, our punter averaged net 49.5. Coverage units were really strong. Obviously, they had one out, but it was a penalty punt return. That's about it.
You mentioned guys needing more playing time. Have you decided just how much more playing time the starters will see in the second game?
That's ongoing. I think we wrapped this game up and watched the film this morning. Tonight was, obviously, you got the roster cuts and all that for tomorrow. That's all going to be tonight. Our focus was get this game done and reward the great efforts and, fix stuff that we have to fix.
How about Trevor Lawrence? You think he'll start game 2?
I think there's a decent chance. We haven't made that decision yet.
Coach, you got a guy like Jihad Ward. When you're looking at the free agency list, guys available. When he played, did he jog some memories when you went against him?
Him and Smoot both. But that was all Joe Cullen and Tosh. They came to me and they coached him. They knew him. I knew of him on videotape, and we played for Baltimore. But I also remembered playing against him.
And Jihad's done.
He's great.
What do you like about him?
I love everything. He's a leader. He's a guy who shows up every day at practice. Played well Saturday. He's very flexible too. You can go inside and outside, and he's got the right demeanor and mentality that we want on our defense.
Urban, you said on Saturday about the wallowing offense and how that's not something you want. After watching the tape back, why did you feel it was wallowing? Did it look like that on tape as well, and how can you improve that?
Yeah, so much I hear, we can't show this, can't show this, can't show this, can't. I don't want to get into it, but I want to go some tempo, and I'm used to some certain things. You'll see more of it as we get moving forward. I don't want, what you saw is not what we're going to be, and I get it. We're right out of the chute, and I think sometimes coaches, we can't show this, we can't show that. I'm like, why? Explain to me why. So.
Paranoia.
Which I'm the worst at it, but not that.
How much of the playbook would you say even was open then on Saturday?
Urban, how did you feel like Cam Robinson and Juwan Taylor played?
Cam was pretty solid. Juwan was a little. We're working on some things today. He had a great training camp, so we're good. He's just got did not play great, to answer your question. Didn't play awful. Didn't play great. A.J. Cam played very solid. Gave up one pressure, but he's been really solid all the way through. Linder didn't play much. Obviously, Norwell's got one more week out, but Barsh actually did okay in there. So we're developing that third guard, which we need, and the third tackle right now. Walker Little struggled, which he was playing low hands for some reason, and it was on him really fast. So he's got to get a lot of reps. We're counting on him, and he had a really good training camp, so we got to get him going.
The number of plays difference from college? From a coaching mechanic standpoint, having now coached one NFL game, is there anything that you learned that you weren't expecting, or how to kind of go?
Yeah, I've always thought I can't stand bad plays. Why did we why did we put that situation? And so it's even magnified now because you just don't have many plays. I remember looking up in there and I was like, my gosh, we're in the middle of the second quarter and we've had 3 drives, I think. In college you have 3 drives in the first quarter or the fourth, if you're really cooking. So I knew that, but it was, now that I did it, it's on you quick.
In terms of the way you communicate on the sideline, the same as you would have in college, or any changes there?
No changes.
Take a couple more. Irvin, what were you?
What's the balance between, hey, this was a preseason game, just first one out there, and some of this stuff didn't work? Is there any of that?
I don't think there's any of that. I think this was usually we have scrimmages. In college, you have your 2 or 3 scrimmages and go play a game. I actually trained my mind for that one, that this is a scrimmage, and we have to play better. But I also get the word 20. Now you're down to 19 more games, so it's a marathon, not a sprint. So there's certain things to work on, but there's certainly things that we're pretty good too.
1 week ago, I think it was today, we didn't know if C.J. Henderson was going to play Saturday's
28 plays.
Yeah. What were
He
your
played
impressions?
pretty good. He didn't get winning performance, but he got honorable mention, and he's very talented, obviously. But yeah, it's just seeing him getting back in game mode.
We saw you after I think one of his PBUs. You went over to him. What did it mean for you to see him out there on Saturday and playing like he did?
I'm a player's guy. I appreciate what these guys do. I appreciate what they go through. I appreciate this COVID stuff. I appreciate the injury factor. I've done this so long, and I've always done that. Players know that.
Last one for Mark.
You were pretty confident last week that Taven was going to be fine, Taven Bryan.
Yeah, he's good to go.
And he's coming in today. What gives you confidence? I mean, we haven't seen a lot from him. What gives you confidence that he's going to be just fine going in today?
OTAs and his practice work ethic in the spring. He's not had the production in his career that his God-given skill, but I love the guy. I mean, he wants to go, and he's full speed today. Just really talented, good person, and we're going to coach him hard. Thanks, guys.